Okay, this week we were tasked with adding multiplayer support to the classic game Asteroids, which was released by Atari sometime in the 80s. And we were supposed to modify the game to support two players simultaneously, implement controls for both players. So we used WASD and F to fire, and then IJKL for and H to fire for the player 1 and 2. They have their own ship, their own movement, bullets, and independent scores, and allow cooperative play where players share a common goal, or competitive play where they compete for the highest score. So here is a demonstration of what we have. So as you can see, you can choose the number of asteroids, which is taken over from, which is, we didn't implement that, that's from the original given code. But we also have this competitive versus cooperative game mode. So we'll do competitive first, click new game. We can see on the left here, oop, I got hit. On the left here we have this pink player 2, and player 1 is green, which is the original. This pink I had to take the PNG and then do a hue rotation. But let's see, if we do a new game, you can see WASD controls the ship, and then if I want to fire, press, oh shoot, keep getting hit. Pressing F. Is there a way to, yeah. There we go. So if I press F, you can see that it does that. Okay. And then same thing, IJKL controls for player 1, which we change from the arrow keys, and then to fire you press H. As you can see, the player scores here. I need to that's how I do it. Yeah, there we go. Okay. As you can see, the player 1 and 2 scores are displayed separately. This is a bit confusing because player 2 is on the left-hand side and player 1 is in the center. That's one thing that we could improve, is putting these in separate quadrants so it's clearly 1 and 2. So cooperative combines the score. Again, this is very buggy, so cooperative combines the score into a singular point system. The other bug we notice is that after you score a point, it tends to freeze. We had a lot of issues with compiling in our group. Okay, so I think we've demonstrated all the features. Cooperative and competitive. Let's look through the code and I'll explain what's going on here. So a lot of these just semantic changes, added color and font for the score display. And then this is a minor thing, but chose to use less digits of pi and then compute 2 pi out. Okay, so most of this, I'll just give a general overview. A lot of player 2 is just a duplicate of player 1 in terms of the methods that are used, the functions that are used, and the variables. So you can see here, that player 2 width, player height are the same. Location is different. Again, we're putting it on the left. So the bullets have their own separate variables. Flames, score, and we're using WASD for player 2. This player 2 even asset is different. If I quit this, you can see player 2 is green, whereas player 1 is green, player 2 is pink. Same thing for the bullets. I made the bullets pink, and it helps the players to understand sort of more what's going on. So importing those, drawing the scores, which is important, which is not from the original Asteroids. Let's see, what else? A lot of this stuff is inherited from the player bullet. Again, player 2 bullet, player 1. This is all the same. Oh, some of these semantic changes I left as blue because in the book it has, up press is equal to equal true, or like equal false, and so I just changed that to the more common way of doing things, which is the syntax where because it's implicit that it's equal to true, and then this is the negation of it. Again, this is a duplicate. I had issues with the I use LaTeX to compile the document, which I'm not going to be doing for the next assignment, but issues with changing the brackets blue. What is actually different? Okay, first off, because there's 2 players, we have to synchronize the asteroids, otherwise it tends to crash. Now, in our implementation, it still crashes, but this prevents, by synchronizing it, prevents the points from being awarded to the wrong players. Okay, this is a duplicate. Yeah, this we have to check for collisions for both enemies now. So a lot of it is just duplicates. Synchronizing this. Okay, this draw scores function. We're using the graphics package, graphics 2D, and just very basic, setting the score, this P1 score and P2 score up in the corner. If it's cooperative, in the cooperative mode, we just need 1 score, right? It's combined of both. And then we also are using separate handlers for the asteroid explosions because, we're not just dealing with 1 ship now, we're dealing with 2. So using a handler is more beneficial for that. And here we're incrementing the scores of both. Again, a lot of these are duplicates. This P2 score is a duplicate. Okay. What else? Drawing this is a duplicate. Here we're using I, J, K, and L instead of the arrow keys, and then WASD for player 2. Okay, so again here, drawing the image, velocity, separate velocity for player 2. And then, of course, we need more threads for the player 2 mover and the flame 2 mover, for the player 2 bullets. And this logic I cleaned up a little bit from the book, but it's the same thing. Same thing here, this logic is cleaned up because the book version is very verbose, so let's see what else. This main function. Those are the main changes. This thread, again, we need additional threads. I was talking about that earlier. And instantiating these second objects. All right, and that's our video.